Welcome to Underqualified and Over It. I'm your host, Cindy, and joining me, as always, is Alice.
Hello.
In this podcast, we are over opinionated and unfortunately allowed to talk, so sit back, lower your expectations, and let's get into it. I almost stopped my recording. I am not even kidding. I was like, yeah, we did the intro. That's all we need.
Oh, we just need the intro. That's
Holy
it.
cow.
Podcast over.
We're not.
That's it.
It's fine. It doesn't really matter. So, how are you? What have you been up to lately?
So I've just got back from running my first session 0 of a tabletop RPG called Call of Cthulhu.
Is that its own like tabletop thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's based upon the writings of an author called H.P. Lovecraft, who is excruciatingly racist, excruciatingly sexist, all of the good things. He wrote all of his stuff back in the 1900s of some sort.
Right. Oh yeah, so so 1890 to 1937. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it was the times.
Yeah. Well, it's also just people, the fucked up creatures we are. Anyway.
True. So his whole thing is elder gods and rituals and all sorts of awesome psychological horror.
So is Stephen King before Stephen King?
Yeah, Stephen King before Stephen King. And what's really fun is the campaign that I am running is called a homebrew. So it means that I've made vast majority of it up myself, and it's based upon Stephen King novels.
Oh, okay, cool.
So we've decided today that it's going to be set in 1970-ish time.
Nice.
Like that's the era of the 70s. They at first they wanted to do the 20s, but I was like, can we do it a little bit later? Because there's stuff that goes on in the place that you're going to be that we might want to think about. And they were like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we've decided on the 70s. We are still sticking with like 1920s currency though. Because the only thing that the book gives us is either modern day currency or 1920s currency, and I couldn't be bothered like looking up the difference. So I've given them the 1920s like currency allotment for their characters.
Right. Okay.
But it's going to be really interesting. So I've got to think of some pop culture stuff from the 70s.
Okay.
To introduce into it, because whenever I run Call of Cthulhu, I like to put in stuff from the era that they are going to be playing in. So one of the characters has decided that they're going to be driving a Chevy Impala.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So
we've got
Winchester vehicle.
Oh yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And
someone's a fan of Supernatural.
Yeah, we had some. It was fantastic. It was absolute chaos because we've got people that have got ADHD and autism around a table, and everybody's talking over each other. And I've been trying. Honestly, I think I need to get a talkie stick so that when somebody's make one.
You just make one. Nice.
Just go outside and find a stick.
Yeah, and then there you go.
Like put glitter on it and stuff, and then just like, this is the talkie stick. If it is your turn to decide what your character is doing, you hold the stick and everybody else shuts up.
Oh my god. You could have
But yeah,
like
it's good.
people make their own little signs with like paper and popsicle sticks and be like, I have something to say, and they can hold it up and you can call on them literally like you're the teacher of like a preschool class. Just you
Honestly.
can talk.
But yeah, it's so much like, so we play D&D, right?
Hmm.
And there's so much more maths involved with creating your character for Call of Cthulhu.
No, really.
So you do your regular character sheet stats, which is like your constitution, your strength, your intelligence, your wisdom, blah 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 blah, all of that. You do all of that maths. And then you also have halves and fifths of those percentages.
What?
Yeah,
Nah.
because there is a hard roll, which is your halves, and an extreme roll, which is your fifths.
No.
So, yeah.
No.
And then you've got to roll for some of your backstory stuff.
You
Because
roll
there's
for your
specific things.
backstory?
Yeah, so you've got there's like you've got a personal item that's
Mhm,
like significant to you. You've got a significant person that you've
mhm.
got to roll a d10 to find out who that person is. And then you've got to do another d10 to find out why they are significant to you. So
Okay.
you could have like a grandparent that taught you something,
Right.
or you could have an idol that you want to prove yourself to, or a parent that you want to prove yourself to, blah, 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 blah.
You know who would benefit from having that kind of like backstory building would be Marisha Ray, considering the fact that during the I think the ongoing Critical Role campaign, she was like, I barely had anything. And the DM was like, yeah, I think she had a last name for her character maybe 10 minutes before we started. So it feels
Yeah.
like with rolling like that, you wouldn't have to
Yeah.
be prepared for anything at all,
Oh, yeah.
ever.
Yeah. But then you've got other things that you've got to think about, like your person's appearance and stuff like that, because you've got an appearance role as well for your
Oh my God.
characteristics. Yeah, that's so friggin' much. It's stupid.
I don't
And
know that
then,
I would be able
like,
to handle that.
you have to add your constitution to your size for your hit points or something like that.
Okay, that makes sense to me though.
Yeah, and then you've got to also, so you've got skills that you can have.
Mhm.
So a bit like D&D, but instead of like in your class, you get a certain amount. Well, actually, yeah, you do. So you choose an occupation, and then
Right.
within that occupation, you have a list of skills, and you have to times your education, because you've got an education point as well, by a certain amount and do some more friggin' maths with other statistics to find out how many occupation points you have. Then, with those occupation points, you have to divvy those up into your credit score, your credit rating, to find out how much money you have, and then into the skills of your occupation. And
Bruh.
then you also get, with your intelligence times by 2, your personal interest points, which means you can either buy more skills or you can add more points into your occupation skills.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. It
That's
took us a
insane.
grand total of 3 hours to create 6 people's characters.
Yeah, well, I mean,
And
when you have such like in-depth roles, I guess that makes sense. Good lord.
yeah. So yeah, that's what we had to do today, and that's why I wanted to do a session 0,
Yeah,
because
well, you kind of have to, it sounds
otherwise,
like.
yeah, because otherwise it would have been like session 1. What are we doing? Well, we're just gonna make the characters. Or if I'd have told everybody to bring their characters, vast majority of them would have come to me going, "I don't know what I'm doing," because I had to
Right.
like,
Yeah.
you literally have to say, right, you need to do this and you need to do that, and I had quite a few people going, wait, hang on, what do I
Mhm.
do?
Yeah.
Because it's so confusing.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, at least, and you're also getting to like play it in person, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Which,
yeah,
as I mean, the D&D campaigns that we played, we've done all like pretty much remotely.
yeah.
I don't think, other than like one time that I can think of, I don't think that I've ever played D&D in person because my friends are kind of all across the world
Mm.
now. And so it's just like, well, we'll just play online.
I played first edition D&D in person with a group of guys in their like 50s in a pub. That was my
Oh, that's
first
okay.
that was my first like interaction with D&D. It was like, here you
Oh,
go. Because I was like, I really want to play D&D. I'm interested in D&D. And these guys came into the pub that I was working at, and they were like, "Oh, can we talk to the manager?" It's like, "Yeah, sure." I went and grabbed her, and while I was serving somebody else, and I'd finished serving this person, they were like, "Oh yeah, hi. We're looking for kind of like looking to take up a tiny bit of space in your pub,
mm,
just like a table, and we'll buy drinks and everything because we want to play D&D." And I was like,
right.
Dungeons and Dragons? Dungeons and Dragons? And I went over to them straight away and I was like, chance, because I heard that it was on a Monday night and I was off on Monday nights. And I was like, any chance that you've got space for one more? And they went, yeah, sure. And I was like, cool, because I'm really interested. And we did. And I played that for a good like year and a half ish
Oh, wow.
with them.
That's really cool. They just came into the pub every
Yeah,
week or whatever. That's actually
every
really
single Monday. Every
that's
single
really
Monday we're in there playing D&D. It was great.
cool. Well, speaking of games, we had a comment on one of our videos on YouTube, and somebody was asking us to talk about video games. And so I figured for this episode, because I definitely have some things prepared, we could talk about video games. I know that we've been playing a lot of like Dune lately, but I
Yeah.
guess what are like your top three games or top three genres and then like your top game in each of those genres?
Okay, so my top three genres are survival,
Okay.
uh, um, role-playing games,
Okay.
and probably puzzle games. Really love a good puzzle game.
Like a virtual escape room type puzzle game.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. So I've been playing two recently of the puzzle games. One of them is Viewfinder,
Okay. I don't think I've ever heard of that
and
one.
it's so you're in a virtual reality kind of like pod thing.
Oh, okay.
And you go in and you pick up pictures and you aim those pictures and it click a button and they materialize and you
Oh,
go through the picture.
okay. Okay, yeah, yeah.
It's so cool and it's so tricky as well, but I love it. I just love the idea of that. It's very, very clever.
Did you
Very
play
clever. Because I
Blueprints?
Yes, that was the other one that I was going to
Oh,
talk about.
okay.
Yes, I
Okay.
love blueprints. It's so clever, like because
Dude,
that's like so many different puzzles all in one game.
I
So
still
you've
haven't
got
played it, so I have no
oh
clue.
man,
I feel like
it's
I'm not
worth
smart
it.
enough to play it.
Oh, I've got so I sat down and started playing it, and I was like, okay, cool, cool. I'm enjoying this game. And then I went, oh no, I need a notepad.
Mm,
Because I
mhm.
needed to note down things
Yeah,
that were happening in certain rooms. Because there's a puzzle later on in the game that's the chess piece puzzle.
right,
And what happens is like pretty much every single room has a chess piece in it.
right.
And
Okay.
it's like the pawn, the rook, the knight, the queen, the king, and the bishop.
Okay.
Yeah. And the first room that is on that you open up that has that chess piece is the answer to the puzzle for that chess piece. And there's a certain amount of rooms on the blueprint thingy, and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, blah 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 blah, like the a graph.
Okay.
So you've got to decide which what room, like 1 1, for instance, like row 1, column 1 is your pawn, and then row 6, column 5 is the queen, and all of that. And you've got to note down on that run where it is, and then go down to where the chess piece, the chess puzzle is, and put the right pieces on the right rooms. It's really good. It's so good.
It sounds like something that I would enjoy, but also it sounds like something that I would absolutely lose myself to, and people wouldn't hear from me for weeks.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
So what's your top like RPG game?
RPG game. Let me think. I love any of the Zelda games.
Okay.
Zelda games are like my bread and butter,
Right.
but some of them not so much. My favorite one of the Zelda games is Majora's Mask.
Okay.
I love Majora's Mask.
I didn't start playing video games till later in life, so a lot of like the classic games like Zelda, Mario, like I never really played them. So I know next to nothing about Zelda.
I love Zelda. So Zelda and also Fable. Fable's a good one.
Yeah, you've been playing that a little bit recently.
I have been, but I'm trying to like or as much as I can, 100% complete them before
Oh
the
yeah,
new one comes out.
yeah.
Because the Fable Anniversary, which is the one that I've got on the Xbox, you can't complete 100% because you need the Smart Glass app,
Interesting.
which doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fun.
So there's one achievement that you can't get in Fable Anniversary,
Nice.
and that's it.
So
I'm
I'm
gonna have to
assuming,
99% complete that.
so I'm assuming because you said Zelda, and this is maybe a bad assumption, that your favorite survival game is probably Minecraft.
No.
No. Okay, what's your favorite survival game then?
Bearing in mind that I haven't played it in so long because we got angry with it, but it's still my favorite, is Ark.
Oh, Ark Survival.
Ark Survival. Yeah,
Dude,
I loved it.
I played that game for like an hour and I had no idea what the hell I was doing. And because I was having to Google, like, it's not, some of the survival games are not straightforward. So you have to like
No.
spend half of your time Googling how the fuck do I make an axe? And like you have to get this and you have to get this and you have to go here, and you're watching like 10-second clip videos of like, oh, you need to do this, this, and this. Do you know how long it took me to realize in Ark Survival you have to punch the dinosaurs to sleep in order to tame them?
Well, at first, yeah, until you get leveled up enough to get your trank arrows.
Girl, I
And
played
then
for
get
an
your gun.
hour. I did not get to that point. And I had given up by that point because I was like, because it kept dying, and it's just like, all right, well, that's not. This is a bit much for me. So
Yeah. I spent like I think it was a good 5 years not pretty
Gee.
much non-stop playing Ark.
Okay.
And I started playing Ark when the Aberration map came out. And that was the one where everything was underground. And then anything topside was basically scorch your skin off. And
Oh,
if you
fun.
were gonna go outside, you had to go out at night, but you also had to have a radiation suit on because it was irradiated up there.
Oh, okay. That's
And what was
crazy.
fantastic as well is the first spawn point, like the easy spawn point that you spawn at, there's a friggin' Titan boa there that can spit massive acid at you.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So you have to like legitimately haul ass through the starting area to get to an actual safe spot that the Titan boa isn't at, because otherwise you're just dead.
Don't you love PvE games where they spawn camp you? It's great.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But I've played a lot of different survival games because I love them.
Yeah.
They're just so good. I loved like the resource gathering, making a base, and all of the good stuff. Like especially if it's got taming creatures in it. Like we played Grounded, and we've been playing Grounded 2 as well. Need to get back on that one. And they're really good. They're really interesting. That's like nostalgia because it's basically Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't start playing video games. I think the first video game that I spent any significant amount of time on was it's a toss up between Fortnite and the Modern Warfare 2 remastered, like 6v6 whatever, which I guess like first person shooters are kind of like my favorite. Like very quickly shifted from Fortnite over to Apex because I couldn't deal with the building bullshit in Fortnite. And I guess there's like a build free mode now, but it's just like I switched over to Apex during Apex's like launch. So like season 0 of Apex is when I started playing on there. And I think my kill death ratio is like 0.07, which is super good and pretty skilled, if you ask me. And I pretty much only played like shooter games up until I switched to PC, and then I did some survival games, but it wasn't. I don't know. Would you consider Sims a survival game?
No, Sims is a simulation game.
That's
why it's called The Sims.
You know what?
Because it's a life simulation game.
That's fair. That makes sense. The more you know. No, I played Sims quite a bit when it was just like I just didn't have anything else to play. But yeah, I preferred playing with people rather than by myself. So I never played like any big storyline games. Like never played the Fallout series. I tried it. I think I played like Fallout 3 or something on stream at one point, but I was just like, you know what? This isn't for me. This came out way before, like it's like because I started playing games so late, like my standard for like graphics and things like that, it was so hard for me to push past that to enjoy the game. And don't get me wrong, like the game, the storyline, the voice acting, it was all great, all fantastic. I just had less appreciation for it because I was not, it wasn't nostalgic to me. It was painful. And I kept getting pissed off because I suck at video games. So I quit playing that. But then the Fallout series came out, which was why I wanted to play Fallout. But yeah, so for survival games, shooter games, and then I really like playing horror games as well. I would say those are like probably my top 3.
I have a love-hate relationship with horror games.
Why?
So I absolutely love like psychological thriller horror games.
Okay.
So stuff like The Evil Within.
Okay.
Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Because there's not a lot of jump scares in it.
Mm.
It's more like, oh, this is creepy. Oh, what's going on? I love those sorts of games. Like I played, what was it called? The casting of... It's the prequel to Dead by Daylight.
Oh, right. Okay.
And I wasn't gonna play it. I was so sure that at first I was like, oh yeah, I'll play it. And then I saw so many like really bad reviews.
Mm.
And I was like, oh no, do you know what? I'm not gonna play it. And then I was like, actually, you know what? I will.
Casting of Frank Stone.
Yeah, that's the one. Oh my gosh, sorry, little tangent here, but I've just seen that on Game Pass they've just released The Sims and The Sims packs, and The Sims 2 and Sims packs
Oh,
for
damn.
Sims 2. Is that all of them? Because I might have to download those.
I think that Sims 5 is supposed to be coming out relatively soon.
I don't think it will do.
You don't think so?
No.
They're making so
I
much
really don't.
money off of Sims 4, to be honest, because people are
Yeah.
buying those packs.
Well, did you see as soon as the EA got bought out, a lot of the Sims
Yeah.
creator people, like the YouTubers and the TikTokers and stuff, they all just dipped. They were like, "No, we don't want anything to do with the company anymore."
Well, that's us. That's kind of what happened with the Ashes of Creation stuff, is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Because I was watching a video on like that whole drama. Do you know anything about?
I know a little bit. So basically, they started the game in what was it, like pre-alpha or something,
So
or like pre-release,
so
and then they kind of just like gave up.
Kind of no, kind of yes, kind of no. So like they started the game on Kickstarter in 2017, and they worked on it, and their original goal was $750,000, and they raised over 3.2 million on Kickstarter. And then the guy who created it, what's his name? Stephen Sharif. He basically like boasted that the company would not have like a board of directors, so the creative decisions weren't going to be dictated by like a corporate entity, blah blah blah, whatever. They launched in 2018 for like a short period of time, like test mechanics and stuff. They did like a battle royale style thing. But they shut that down like in like 2020-ish. I want to say like end of 2020. But they in December of 2025, they did the alpha release on Steam, and it was like just did not have any of the kinks like sorted out. Basically, there wasn't enough content. That like there was a lot of really grindy mechanics. Like it was a very like grindy game kind of thing. And it was also the price point. So people were basically like the content that was available in the game versus like the price point just didn't match up kind of thing. And so in January, so literally like a month later, late January 2026, a few people, I think like 9 people got laid off. And people were worried because they're like, what's going to happen to the game? Are they like going to stop making the game? And the creative director, but also the founder, Stephen Sharif, he was like, no, he sent out a message like, no, don't worry about it. We're still committed to this. We're still going to continue the game. And then literally like a few days after that, I want to say like that happened late January, early February, like February 1st. The rest of the creative team was laid off.
Like, how big was the creative team?
Don't quote me on this. I want to say it was like there was like 200 employees or something at the time.
The problem.
And so
because I was thinking, where the hell is this 1 point so many million disappeared off to? But it's mostly gone to paying the employees.
Right. So the company was in like a lot of debt, even with the 3.2 million that they had raised on Kickstarter. They were going into debt trying to create this game. And so some drama happened on LinkedIn, and then Sharif basically said, I left, And when he left, the rest of whoever was left on the creative team left with him. So I don't think the whole team was laid off, but there were like more layoffs and more layoffs. And then finally he was like, I'm out. And everybody else followed him. And he basically said he had a disagreement with the senior leadership, which, if you recall from earlier, they said
that they weren't going to have any.
Exactly. There wasn't supposed to be a board of directors. And like staff came forward and like everybody's like posting on like Twitter or X or whatever and like confirming that that is what happened. That he left and they followed him, kind of thing. So now people are like pushing for refunds because they took it down off of Steam because like development wasn't going to continue. It has been proven that the game was sold overseas. They sold the intellectual property overseas. And like there was what is it called? Oh, it's taken over by a private equity group. That's what it's called. So, and it is kind of common for a private equity group to shut down a project to keep the intellectual property and the assets of the game, but then not continue the game. And so everybody's questioning, like, there were some government documents that netizens had like dug up from late December of 2025, which didn't show a board of directors. So that means between the time when that was filed and the time that January layoffs rolled around, there was a new board of directors. So in that time frame is when everything kind of happened. And of course, this is all like allegedly, like this is gonna take years to sort out, especially because it seems like now Stephen Sharif is like, he is willing to tell everybody, but he's in like court proceedings, which that's gonna take like a couple of years. But people are wondering, because he sent out that message being like, oh, we're going to continue with development. Well, he sent that out like 4 days before another government document for layoffs was filed. So like he knew things were going to be shut down way more and like people were going to be laid off, and he had like filed that. So like there's some questionable things of like how much of it is a scam, how much of it is not a scam. People are like really angry because they're wanting refunds, because I mean, you had people who were paying like $500 to be a part of like the early access stuff. And now the game's just not going to be produced anymore. And so that's why Steam took it down and things like that.
Didn't I read that Steam are working on trying to get their people's refunds as well because of what's gone down?
They are for some people. From what I understand, there are some people who aren't going to be able to get their refunds. But yeah, I think Steam is working on it, but you have to think like if Steam is pulling that money, they have to be pulling it from somewhere. Because the amount of people who were excited about the game and like were really wanting it to be a thing. So basically, like my theory is that Stephen Sharif was really excited to make this game, and he really did care. Like, and wanted this to be a bigger project, but he kept wanting to make it better and better and better and better, which is fair. I mean, he's a creative director. He's the founder of the company. But the issue is that if you're wanting things to be better and better and better, then when you release it, why aren't they?
Yeah.
So I think that he just put himself into so much debt. Then he sold the IP to this private equity group who shut down the project in order to keep the assets for later. So either Stephen Sharif scammed people, or Stephen Sharif himself was scammed. Like the private equity group may have come in being like, oh, we're going to help you get this thing off the ground because we really believe in your project. He sells the company to them. and they shut the whole thing down. And now he's going to be in like this lengthy court proceeding of I was scammed by an international company kind of thing. So it's a very like he said, she said. There have been things that have been confirmed, but that's kind of like the gist of what I know. There was a guy who did a really good video, kind of even more in detail than I did. His name is Bellular News on YouTube. He does a lot of like games information and recaps, and
we'll put a link to that in the description just in case anybody wants to go check that video out.
It is very, very interesting. He goes way more into depth, and he like puts up pictures of like all of the documents and everything. So he did a really good job with it. But yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take for us to get like updates on it. I'm just glad that like I wasn't interested in the game, because like, it did look like a fun game, but like for the price point, I was like, nah, I ain't got that kind of money. Only to find out neither did the company.
Yeah. See, that's another thing that I have to think about as well.
Yeah.
So I've when I first started trying to start my company, we were looking into creating an IP from somebody that we knew. But because of what they wanted to do with that IP, it just wasn't feasible for us to do it, especially as our flagship game. So I had to step back and think about it and be like, right, okay, I've had to have a really big think about this. This isn't the way that we cannot do that, because they wanted it to be a bit like Ashes of Creation?
Ashes of Creation.
Yeah. Where it was a massively multiplayer game online, all of that. And they're like, as a startup company, especially as an indie game developer, you do not have the funds to do that, because you need the servers for one. And then you need a big ass team to run each of those servers and make sure that those servers are running smoothly and there's no bugs working, all of that. But so I stepped back and I was like, right, okay, what do I do? So I was like, right, what's really popular? Yeah, it might be an oversaturated market, but I did some research and I was like, right, you know what? We're gonna do a cozy game, because cozy games are selling like hotcakes.
Yeah.
Honestly, because there are so many people out there that want a brand new cozy game. Every single new cozy game that is coming out has got at least 5,000 people that have them on their wish list.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing. And then you've got to think of the pricing. So what I thought of was like how we're gonna do ours in my business. We're gonna bring out. We're following suit with what Coral Island did. So Coral Island, what they did when they first brought their game out, they brought it into the pre-release and popped it up, and you could only play the first year of the game.
Yeah.
And there was only certain things that you could do. But then by the time, I think it was only like a few months later, they'd added more content, because they'd had those few months after the release to work on the next bit of content, and then they added that, and then they worked on the next bit of content and added that, and it was all free.
Yeah
Like free updates, like free DLC, blah and stuff. So that's what I want to do. So what we're gonna do is we'll start the game off at say like $15.99,
right,
just for like the base stuff. And then as we add more content and more content gets added, we'll put the price up, because I think that that's valid, because the more content that's in the game, the more it costs. but I want to make sure that it's affordable for people. So we're probably not even going to go over £35
Yeah.
for this
Yeah.
first game. But if you think about it, that 5,000 people wishlisting that amount,
Mm-hmm.
what's 5,000 times 15 or 16?
80,000.
So say for instance that we get 80,000, that's 80,000 come back to us. And then that goes back into the company to make the game better. And then obviously we
Yeah.
put up the price.
Yeah.
This, that, and the other. And that's the thing. That's what I aim to do. So one of my inspirations for actually getting into video games, you either love him or you hate him. He's a bit of a marmite at the minute because there's been so much stuff go on. And I'm not going to get into the drama about it, but I started watching Pirate Software.
Mm-hmm.
I got fired and I was down in the dumps and I discovered Pirate Software on TikTok.
Right.
And I started watching his streams
Mm-hmm.
about him talking about people going out and making video games, and it was inspirational.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he said that it's the fish tank method. You grow into the fish tank that you have. Don't make the fish tank bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Stay comfortable in the tank that you're in
Right.
until you're ready to move on to the next tank. But don't go into a massive one. Go into a little bit bigger. So what you need to do is you need to start off with a smaller game first.
Mm-hmm.
Do a few small games. Then in the background of those small games, start working on your big game. And then your big game comes out in like 5-6 years. And you still work on these smaller games. So say, for instance, that we have this cozy game, and then we work on another type of game, could be any genre that the team picks, and we also keep updating the first cozy game and then the second game, blah blah blah. We keep doing that. That is how you keep the ball rolling.
Yeah.
On your games. You don't just go in, slap bang, and make the massive game. You work up towards the big game, because otherwise you're biting off too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where you end up having to sell your company and going bankrupt and all of that sort of stuff. So I've really thought about how I need to run this company and how we need to create the games.
Yeah.
And all of that. It's been an absolute flipping roller coaster of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because you're also like learning how to do all of these things as well, which I can see how that plays into the fish tank method that he was talking about, because it's like you're also developing your own skills, and I mean, you and I are both very creative people, and you know that part of the creative process is you think you have it planned out, but then as you're doing it, it's like, oh, wait a second, plot hole. That's not how that works. And then you have to figure out how to fill it in. It is like anything else, it is something that you learn how to do. But yeah, no, I'm very excited for your game, because I have never been into cozy games. I've never played any cozy games. I tried to play oh fuck, what's it called? The one everybody was playing during COVID.
Animal Crossing?
Animal Crossing. I tried to play.
I love Animal Crossing.
I could not for the life of me get into it because it was too cutesy. It was just very like literally just like you're farming and that's it. Like I think I played it for maybe an hour and I was like, okay, I can't do this. And again, it was kind of one of those things. I was like on a plane and I couldn't figure out how to do something because I'm not a puzzle master. And I was just like, all right, well, I guess I'll just play a different game now.
Oh my god, you should come and play multiplayer modded Stardew with me.
Oof. Okay, we could try it. I mean, it would be nice to play with somebody who knows how to play those games because
Yeah.
I have no clue what the fuck I'm doing. I'm used to, all right, I want this gun and I shoot this person in the face. I'm a very straightforward creature.
I don't know how updated it is now, but I'm sure that there's a Baldur's Gate 3 mod for Stardew
Don't get
Valley.
me started on Baldur's Gate. We'll talk about that in the next episode because we're kind of running low on time now.
That's a shame. We can wax lyrical about like this
Mhm.
stuff like all day. So we
This
are
is what we
probably
do.
going
We
to
just
end up.
sit in here for like 5 hours and just talk about video games and talk about random bullshit.
Yeah, so we'll probably end up turning this into a series as well.
Oh, probably. I mean, I'm sure. Somebody asked us to talk about video games. Therefore, we talked about video games. You're welcome. Don't say we never did anything for you.
Yeah, don't say we don't take your suggestions because we did.
Yeah, if you guys go to the YouTube channel, you'll find a lot more content. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you will find that there's probably double the amount of podcasts on YouTube. So if you want more content, make sure to go over. And we have our email. We'll make sure to add that to the description. So if you have any questions for us, or if you want us to talk about anything in particular, you want our uneducated opinions about something, let us know.
We will try our best to be as uneducated as possible.
We'll give you our opinionated answers.
Yeah.
But other than that, this has been Underqualified and Over It.
If you made it this far, that's on you.
Catch you next time. Bye.
I never answer to no, man, I still go.